Next thing we know, everyone's going to prison because the drug laws of the late 70s, the Rockefeller drug laws in New York, where we were, came into effect with long mandatory sentences, and everybody was in jail. Everybody was in prison, coming in, going out, disrupting their lives, becoming homeless. And in the meantime, during this period, the Bronx was burning as well. So it was a very, very dramatic moment.
Everything we know about public safety says that there's a very limited relationship between what the criminal justice system does and the amount of crime, public safety. That's not zero, but it's a small relationship. What produces public safety is what people call informal social control, meaning family members, close personal relationships, institutions like schools, institutions like social clubs, and so on. And when you have neighborhoods that have large numbers of people missing because they're cycling through the prison system, you destabilize all of the foundations of informal social control. So what you've done when you have 25% of the men locked up on any given day, for example, or 2/3 of the men will get locked up sometime within a 10-year period, what you do is you make it so it's impossible for that particular community, that neighborhood, to get the foundation for informal social control for families, for relationships, for institutions like schools, and so crime rates go up.
But if you characterize it as something that's eating the social capital, human capital, out of the black communities in the United States, especially over the last 40 years, at enormous cost. So it's trauma to the individual who's exposed and their family, and then if every other family in your apartment house is going through this, it's a mass trauma. I've written a book called The Plague of Prisons, which is the epidemiology of mass incarceration in America. It tries to make the point that through our system of laws and punishments, we've created an epidemic that's taken on a life of its own.
Being a nation that has 5% of the world's population, but incarcerates 25% of the world's prisoners, it becomes real clear that we all have a stake in this.
Most social democracies, certainly wealthy ones like this, don't have that problem. You travel in these countries, you don't see the same things, and accordingly they have their prison populations are similar to what they were 30 or 40 years ago. It's about 100 per 100,000. We're up to 700 per 100,000. Decarceration is the next book, and what that has to do with is not only getting people out of prison, which is beginning to happen already, and God willing will go on, but also getting prison out of people. Decarceration is an end of the reliance on punishment, basically, as the only response that we make to our social problem.